Welcome in 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. Today is a fun one for me, folks. This is one of my longest standing relationships in the Midwest car business, especially since my return here in 2010, which I cannot believe it's been 15 years already. This is craziness. Remember when we have our guests on, it's all about them and what's on their minds. So if you don't know today's guest, by the time we're done, you will. And she's wonderful. Laura Fleischer, President, Orange Media Group. How are you today?
Hi, Sean. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You are wonderful. I cannot believe it's taken us this long to make this happen. But here we are together. I met Laura back in 2010 when I was on a corporate contract and met her with her group that she is still involved with. But the Orange Media Group is the focus. Laura, we like to talk about it here on the show. So let's give you the chance. What's on your mind?
Okay, well, lots on my mind, but one really exciting thing happening for us at Orange Media Group is our exclusive partnership with Tealium CDP. We are their Tier 3 automotive preferred and exclusive partner for automotive dealerships in the mid-size range, so 10 and below rooftops. Because we were able to execute and build the custom CDP that Rohrman is using, Tealium identified us as a partner who was strategic thinking, definitely knew the auto world and how we could take their wonderful enterprise CDP and make it work for dealers. And so we are really thrilled to be able to bring this enterprise level CDP to dealer groups at a more affordable price point, but then also basically just implement it on their behalf. No in-house development team needed. It includes marketing, automation, you name it. It's super exciting, and we can go into more details. I kind of wanted to piggyback off on what you were saying earlier about service not getting much love. Mm-hmm. We are really loving on our service side with our custom CDP. One of the audiences that we've focused a lot on is the service scheduler abandonment audience. So for example, we did a case study and we had about a quarter of people who started the service scheduler tool online leave. So 25% started it and left. They got busy, they got distracted, but they did not schedule service. We were able to identify that audience through the CDP and send them marketing messages. Hey, did you pick up where you left off? Hey, come back, schedule service. How can we help you finish scheduling? So on and so forth. 60% of those people came back to the website, and 30% of those folks actually scheduled service. And within a 30-day time frame, we were able to recover about $18,000 in service profit just for one dealership. So incredible results. CDP and quote unquote shopping cart abandonment is not new in retail at all, but it is new in retail automotive. And so we're really excited to kind of be on the forefront of that and help dealers really utilize their data to their advantage.
Well, I'll tell you what, from where I sit, I think it's one of the biggest missed opportunities for dealers in general when it comes to database understanding, how to utilize, where to utilize, what data good looks like versus data bad. I say to a lot of my clients who, they sign up for like the VIN tender emails and all these things, right? It's like you got all this email traffic coming in through GA4 and it's sourced and blah, blah, blah. And let's just say it's 4,000 users. These 4,000 users, they might all go to a scheduled service page. They have the weirdest behavior, right? They don't really have behavior that I think mocks true user intent or user behavior. When you utilize your first-party data, which, by the way, the terminology gets thrown around all the time, and I think it confuses dealers, Laura. They don't understand they are the first party in this conversation. They have the data that everybody else seeks. They can plug into themselves, right? And so with what you're doing, the two things that I've circled here that I love, number one, schedule service abandonment. I love it. Okay. I love it because I abandon it and I call because I just don't like all the logins. I can never remember. I don't want to reset my password. Like I just don't. And I don't. Let's be fair. You probably deal with this too. We don't necessarily interact with automotive the same way everybody else does. So it is slightly different. So I have to remember that. But with you guys, with the scheduled service abandonment, when you talk about the audience, you talk about the messaging. Are you identifying through the audience build of collecting data through the website, or are you using the CDP data to cross-reference that to find that user? Can you give me any more kind of how that tie together happens in your world?
So the CDP is able to essentially scrape your website to find those who you have that PII, the personal identifiable information of, and able to match that back to say, okay, this person we've seen before, they were on our website, but they gave us no information. We were able to tell that they started the process but left. So that's something that we haven't been able to do before. It's truly remarkable. And then with that, the CDP picks up that PII and puts it into an audience. They came, they started that scheduler, they left. So now they are in our service scheduler abandonment audience. And we go through, whatever, we have a custom flow. So within a certain amount of minutes after leaving, they get a reminder email. Maybe a day later, they get another, so on and so forth. Once they schedule or once the time frame expires, they go into a different audience. So everything is we say micro audiences. That's the term we're using now. Everything is tailored to a micro audience. There's no more spray and pray. There's no more generic messaging. It is very specific based upon the behavior that we are seeing these consumers have on the website, on the tools. It attaches to any phone calls that are made, so on and so forth. So again, like you said, the dealers have the power. It is really the zero party data. And they are the ones with the power. They just don't know how to utilize it yet. And so, I think there's a momentum coming, and we are really excited about it, and we're really excited to help dealers harness that.
Well, I'm excited for it too, because I mean, obviously terminology wise, you hear it a lot, right? Everyone's got the acronym. It's all been thrown around. A lot of people say they do this or do that. And with anything in the industry, as long as we've all been doing this, there's some good, some bad, and some ugly around the whole thing. And I think it's important to highlight people who are doing something different. And you're doing something different with these micro audiences. And that's what's really going to be fun about having you out in Madison with us, is that the social people, the service people are coming out to this event. We want them to be social with us. We want them to be in the room. We want them to be hearing what you're saying, because I think a lot of people, especially in the service world, are kind of hands off to the marketing part, right? There's this expectation that flow will happen, but someone else is responsible. And it never really made sense to me to not involve the people in my service department in my service marketing. And I think this is doing that quite well with the CDP and giving people audiences and giving them a voice into that marketing. I think it's really, really cool. The other part that I like that you guys were that you're talking about is the all-in-one, right? The CDP that not only does it have audiences and do all these things, but it can push to social, it can push to paid, it can push to email, it can be utilized in so many different ways. Talk to me a little bit about what your experience has been, because you're kind of the vertical integration here. Orange Media Group can sort of do everything from grab the audience to deliver to the audience. What's that been like for you?
Honestly, 9 months ago, it was terrifying. Ryan Rohrman, who is truly forward thinking and innovative, he said, we're getting on this train and hop on, or we're going to leave you behind. And so we said, well, we're hopping on. And really, we've been able to work with some of the, brightest people in and out of the industry. And I kind of want to focus on the out of the industry phrase for a minute, because there is so much we can learn from these technology companies that have been in existence outside of automotive, and that's what Tealium is. They really have allowed us to take the dealer clients that we have and elevate them to new heights that they've never seen before. But yes, it was terrifying trying to understand how this was all going to come together. There's so much technical jargon. If you were to build your own CDP, a dealer would have to hire software engineers, data scientists, like the whole kit and caboodle. And, to be honest, to be frank, us dealers don't know how to hire for that. We don't know what questions to ask. It's difficult. And so, luckily we had a great team of people, and we were able to, get everything done from, the coding and the tagging to the execution of the marketing. And again, back to those micro messages. I mean, that is a lot of time and effort in terms of recalibrating how our agency model works. So we really had to kind of start at ground zero and rebuild. And it's, we've rebuilt stronger and better, of course. So it's been exciting.
I love how you just open with it's terrifying.
It was.
And look, I get it. I mean, I think that anytime you undertake something of magnitude, right, that is going to be big, heavy lifting, but long term could have this just impact that's worth it. I think it is terrifying. I think most people would do that. So I think you're in good company there. You talk about Ryan Rohrman, obviously everything going on with the group. That's where we'll kind of close this out with. You'll be coming down to our show in September, Being Social, September 16th. We're excited for it. You and I plan to talk about sort of the revival or the renaissance of the Rohrman Group. Why don't you give folks just a quick headline of what you're thinking down that road?
Yeah, so there's been quite the transformation within the Rohrman Automotive Group. 15 years ago, it was, the internet doesn't sell me any cars, was kind of the thought process there, to today, where the auto group is truly on the forefront of data and innovation. And so there's been a complete mindset shift, a complete leadership shift, and it's been a very exciting and fulfilling ride to get to where we are today. Of course, looking back, very grateful for how, my grandfather Bob set up this legacy, of course, but, bringing new leadership and fresh eyes has really transformed the way that the Rohrman Group has done business. So.
And that's what I'm excited about, because I hear all the time, can't do it, don't have the time, don't have the this, so many excuses exist. This isn't a 3-store group, folks, that we're talking about with the Rohrman Auto Group. Do your homework. I mean, it's a lot. And for them to be able to do it proves to me that anybody can do it. It's just a matter of actually wanting. And I love that about what's going on. Laura, you have been absolutely outstanding today. I look forward to hearing more about all of this when I see you. Actually, you and I may talk before that on the CDP thing. It's a client question right now, and I'm always looking for better ways to go. And I love you including non-auto people. I'm involved in an industry outside of auto that is tough to break into because I don't have the experience in the particular industry. But like you just said, business is business. It gets done at every level outside of auto, so be willing to look at it. So hats off to you for looking outside the box and making that happen.
Well, thanks, Sean. I can't wait for Being Social in a few weeks.
It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. Have yourself a wonderful day. Folks, you heard it here. Being Social, September 16th. Few tickets remain. If you don't have a ticket, get one. And we look forward to seeing everyone out in Madison. Have a great week, and we'll do it all again next week.